Hello, Pisces. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension, and today we are doing a timeless reading for you to see what messages Spirit has for you. So while I was shuffling the cards, the King of Cups flipped over. That is your card. And what I heard is Master of Self. Okay. And then the Four of Pentacles flipped over, and I heard Master of None. So I feel that Spirit is saying, you are in control of yourself, Pisces. You don't have to give your energy to your emotions, to the external situations surrounding you. You make the most of every day, right? So even if something doesn't go your way, you don't have to react and respond and give your power away. You can choose to stay in control, stay focused, and continue to go towards what you want to go towards. And with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like they're saying, yes, security, stability, all of that is amazing, but none of that determines who you truly are. We can't take any of these things with us. So there's no reason to decide our quality of life based on what it is that we have and what we've acquired. You know what I mean? So, all right. But it does feel like there's been a good shift that's happened here for you. Like it just feels like you're really reclaiming your power from certain external situations, no longer being so reactive. That's what it feels like. All right, only a couple cards here. We have Nocturne and Snake. A lot of people have been getting Nocturne here, but let's see. We have Desert, Tarantula, another one that a lot of people have been getting. All right, so let's get the little guidebook out. All right, at the bottom of the deck, we do have Desert kicking it off. So let's see. Desert, this is saying, where is it? Okay. Isolation, loneliness may refer to a person who is hermit-like or an older man. Okay, so I like that because the Hermit card, that's a card in the tarot, and that's all about, spending time with yourself. But that's also because you want to listen to your intuition. You don't want anything outside of you influencing you right now. So it may be hard spending time with yourself right now, but know that there's a lot of wisdom that's unfolding in that space. So just enjoy that time, going into meditation, all that good stuff. All right, we have Tarantula. Lots of people have had this card. It's making a choice, thinking about all possible outcomes, and deciding carefully and with use of clear judgment. Okay, yeah. They're saying right now, take your time with certain decisions, go within for that guidance. Because looky here, you got Cinnamon. All right, let's talk about Cinnamon. Cinnamon is prosperity, inheritance, luck with love, or money. See, isn't that beautiful? So a lot of beautiful things are unfolding for you, Pisces. Right now is a moment of patience and a moment of isolation because you got to get ready for this to come in, right? You got to, quiet those that are not in alignment with this chapter of your journey. You got to trust yourself and you got to be clear about what you want moving forward. All right, last card here we have Violets. This represents your family, unconditional love, and forgiveness. Oh, beautiful. Very beautiful. So you could be, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of love, a lot of luck, a lot of abundance coming your way. So while you're waiting for that to unfold, you're spending time with yourself so that way you get clear on what you want moving forward. That way you trust yourself. That way you connect with your intuition. I love it. That's very beautiful. Because let me tell you, things are turning around for you. Oh, wait. It sounds like I said, oh, wait, but I said, all right. All right, anyways. So we've got Nocturne here. This refers to something that happens at night or someone who doesn't sleep. This could be related to a sleep disorder or something that kept you awake. All right, so there could be, there could be like a little witching hour kind of vibe. Maybe you're having trouble sleeping. But I feel like with that, it's because Spirit wants you to spend time in the quiet, spend time with yourself. And what a better way to do that than at night? You know what I mean? When the world's asleep, no one can bother you, right? And we have Snake. A personal transformation is taking place. Leaving the past behind refers to habits more than to life events. Beautiful. So yeah, I just see a beautiful transformation happening for you because I feel like you're really getting to know yourself more and more. Gemini also had this Snake card, so that may be a reading you want to check out. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of deep transformations are happening through your quiet time and your alone time. And that's leading to a very positive, beautiful, abundant next chapter for you. So let's see what's going on with the tarot. All right, we do have the Six of Pentacles, the Star card. Okay, so I do see that you're going to be in a very happy place. You're going to feel very connected to the universe. You're going to be very abundant, be able to help others. Okay, if there's ever a situation where you need help, that's going to come to you. I just see things balancing out. All right, we have the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands, the Chariot. Okay, you could be walking away from a certain energy. The Queen of Cups is your energy, but the King of Wands here could be dealing with a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. I feel like there could be somebody who just seems a little like overzealous, very opinionated, or just loud. And I feel like you're ready to just kind of pull your energy from anyone who's just a distraction. You know, like it feels like somebody's just talking just to hear themselves. And we have the Two of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Wands. I just see you going towards more peaceful interactions, people that make you feel calm, people that you just want things to be calm and quiet right now. And anyone who's not about that, you just are kind of taking a step back. All right, let's see. Tell me more about Nocturne. Let's see what's going on at night. Something keeping you up. Let's see what that's about. Tell me more about Nocturne. Okay, we have the Three of Cups, Nine of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Six of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. Oh, right. Okay, so with the Three of Cups, I definitely feel like you're ready to take a step back from like just always having a good time, focusing on the fun and all that. Like, it's not to say that you can't have fun in life, but sometimes what's fun for you is being by yourself, is focusing on your future. You know, it's not always about having a good time and going out and things like that. Like, it feels like I'm talking to a retired party animal or something. With the Nine of Wands, Eight of Pentacles with this, it just, yeah, like you're just ready to kind of retire from just, not that this isn't a good time, but it's like, you know, that's just more like surface level stuff, you know, like you want to dive deeper. You want to focus on your goals and, you know, educate yourself and invest in things and just, you know, taking care of your well-being. Like, I feel like that's what's important to you. You're definitely spending time by yourself. You could be going back to school or just starting a business right now. And I feel like that is going to work for you, but there are certain sacrifices that come along with that. You know, there could be some late nights here, you know, as you're studying, as you're typing things up and getting things together. But that's because you're very determined and motivated right now. I like that. All right, with the Five of Cups, Six of Swords, Page of Pentacles. So yeah, you're definitely, you know, there's been certain things that may have disappointed you here. Like maybe you thought certain people would support you more during this journey. Maybe you thought it wouldn't be as lonely as it is, but you're moving on to bigger and better things. You know, you're expanding your horizons. You're leaving a comfort zone, and that is very hard for anybody. But it's time for you to go on towards this new beginning. Okay, with the Page of Pentacles, I definitely see somebody who's doing something they haven't done before, learning about something they haven't learned about, or like, you know, like starting the very beginnings of school or a program, something like that. And so that is definitely taking your time away from things you may have been used to, but it's time for this upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on now. Because, yeah, I see you definitely becoming a master at something. I see you learning a lot and just being very successful with the situation. But it may cause some arguments or just disagreements with people close to you, because I feel like people have put you in a box here, Pisces, and now that you're expanding beyond that, people don't know how to deal with it. But again, that's not for you to deal with. All right, the world is your oyster, and you're going towards new beginnings, because why not? All right, let's get into it. So tell me more about the Three of Cups, Nine of Wands here. I love it. We have the Fool, the Sun. There's the Star card here at the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with an Aquarius or have that in your chart. The Sun card, you got Leo energy there, and Aries a little bit with the Fool as well. But what's beautiful about this is you are ready for a new start. Okay. And what is happening here with the sun that also talks about clarity, I think you're realizing, in order for me to go towards this new beginning, towards my fulfillment, I'm going to have to walk away from certain things, certain ways of being. That makes sense with the snake card, right? That's all about transformation happening. You're changing up your hobbies, your habits, your day to day. And that's necessary for you to go towards this new chapter that you want. Tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles. Let me get that. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles clarifying the 8 here. So yeah, this is something to do with your career, with your finances. You are really growing here and creating a new life for yourself, and it's going to be very secure, very stable. You are at the very beginning of something, so be patient as this grows. But, you're invested. You're working hard, and that hard work will pay off. Let me tell you what. Yeah, keep going towards this new beginning. Keep following your heart. All right, tell me more about the Five of Cups for Pisces. Yeah, the King of Wands, the Eight of Wands. So yeah, you could be like having a discussion with somebody that's a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. This could be like a boss of yours, or maybe someone that could be like someone that's more of like a leader or an authority figure. I feel like there's some sort of communication, and I think that this person may not be like, they may not be like advocating for you to kind of branch out and do your own thing. This could be somebody who is used to being the boss, and so you kind of having your autonomy and deciding, no, I'm going to do my own thing, do this. I don't feel this person taking it well. Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, Death card, the Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. There's a lot of people here. I just feel like a lot of people put you in a box, and now that you're breaking out of it, they don't know what to do. Tell me more about the King of Wands. Yeah, this is the Magician, the Three of Wands, the Five of Swords. Yeah, this is some Seven of Swords here. Yeah, this is someone like they enjoyed you being where you were at because it made them feel superior, Like, and it's not that this person like thought less of you, but it's just they thought more of themselves for sure. And I think that's where they were comfortable. So now that you're again breaking out of this box, they don't know what to do. That's weird. You would think that they'd be happy for you, but whatever. Let me not judge. All right, let's look into the Six of Swords, Page of Pentacles. All right, you got the Seven of Cups here, the Hanged Man. Yeah, so Spirit's saying don't be scared about having a lot of options. Don't be scared about going towards new horizons, because that's exactly where you go to learn more about yourself. That's exactly how you figure out, okay, I like this, I don't like that. That brings me fulfillment, this doesn't. Basically, you've got a blank canvas, and it's time for you to create a beautiful painting. You have all these colors, all these options, all these different mediums that you can use. So have fun with it. Don't be scared of different options. Beautiful. And don't resort back to your comfort zones, because that's easier, Allow yourself to be excited about exploring and redefining what you are. All right, let's talk about Snake. That's beautiful transformation happening, new habits. Let's see. Tell me more about Snake. Snake is Snake. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords, Two of Wands, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. These weird little sounds I make. Okay. So with the Two of Wands, there's definitely a change happening here, leaving comfort zones. Not surprised to see that. The Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, though, I see you being less open with people, like not to say that you're being like mischievous or anything, but you're just like, not everyone needs to know my plans. Not everyone needs to know what I'm thinking or what I'm going to do next, like moving in silence, like the people say. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups, King of Cups. So this could be just changing your approach to your relationships. There could be a new relationship coming in. So we'll just see about that. This could also be balancing your masculine and feminine energy as well. All right, so let's see. All right, tell me more about the Two of Wands for Pisces. All right, cool. So basically what's going on here is at the center of all this, it just matters what makes you happy, what brings you fulfillment, what makes you feel satisfied, like that's pretty much what you're deciding right now. And you're deciding that within your intuition, within your relationships, your home, your family, like everything's getting an assessment. It's kind of like a review you do at work, trying to decide like, okay, what progress have we made? Where do we need to work? Does this fit? Does this not? That's pretty much what's going on. All right, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. I just feel like, you're not letting everyone know your plans and what you're wanting to move towards, and that's okay with me. Tell me more about the Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. Yeah, I just see you. You're like, let me mind my business and everybody else mind theirs. Like not everyone needs to be a part of what you got going on. You are going to be successful. You are building something very beautiful for yourself. So yeah, it's not everyone's business. And, it's not that you're like trying to gatekeep anything or anything like that, but you're just focused on yourself. And I feel like you expect others to do the same. And I'm not mad at that at all. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, because I feel like there's been a lot of situations in your life where, you wanted everyone to eat, you wanted everyone to win, but not everyone wanted the same for you. So you're just being a bit more particular right now. I get it. So let's figure out what this King of Cups, Queen of Cups is talking about. What's going on there for Pisces? We have the Empress, the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know, I'm just getting the energy that, because the Ace of Wands makes me think of a masculine energy. The Empress is obviously feminine. And then with the Ten of Pentacles, there's success here. I just feel like you're balancing your masculine and feminine energy. You know when to go within, when to quiet the outside world, when to let things come to you. You know when to take action, when to follow your passion and, make things pop off, right? I just feel like there's going to be a lot of success for you, a lot of abundance. Like you've hit the jackpot with something, and you know how to keep it like sustainable as well. I think you're learning a lot about yourself in this process, about what works for you, what doesn't, your own approaches that work and what doesn't, and knowing when to pull from what. Like I feel like you're learning a lot about yourself here, and I like that. All right, fierce. Very good stuff, Pisces. Very good stuff. All right, let's get some crystal messages just to see what crystals will benefit you during this time. You may meditate with them, get jewelry with them, maybe keep them under your pillow, carry them in your pocket, keep them in your car even, whatever you feel. Crystals for Pisces. Let's see. All right, so we have Aragonite, release your emotional baggage. Beautiful. Yeah. So I think Spirit wants you to know that there will be success. Like they don't want you to worry about that. In the meantime, while you're building whatever this is from the ground up, they want you to spend that time by yourself, go within, so that way you can release the past trauma, the wounds that may sabotage you, or that you may, that may get triggered, right? Because Spirit wants you to know, like, this is exactly for you. You're doing exactly what you're meant to do. So let's look at any parts of you that may doubt that may try to rush it, that may have you sabotage it, procrastinate, things like that. Because there are certain things you no longer need to carry anymore. And a great way to do this is just going within, breathing into your body, noticing what's tight, what feels heavy, and just sending that love and that breath there. All right, we have Golden Healer Quartz, Open the Door, and Epidote, maybe saying that wrong, Go Deeper. So both of these cards really talk about like there's something that needs to be healed, okay? I do feel, especially with, release your emotional baggage, I feel that there is something that you're carrying that's no longer necessary for you to carry. Okay, there doesn't need to be any fear, any doubts, any like scarcity mindsets, anything like that. I mean, this could be about a million different things, but allow yourself to really sit with yourself, open up those wounds, taking a deeper look at them, and just going beyond the surface with yourself. All right, and we have Unakite, Live in the Now, beautiful. So I feel like this is just a little reminder that whatever you've been through, whatever wavelength you used to be on, that's in the past. And you're allowed to be fully engulfed in the present. You're allowed to recognize that, you've gone through a lot, you've overcome it, and you're a totally different person in a different space now. I think that's something to be celebrated, and I think that's something you need to be reminded of, because there's something you're carrying with you that's no longer necessary. You've written a new chapter, so let's stop going back, okay? All right, let's close it out with a shadow message for you, Pisces. And if this is resonating, let me know with a like, a comment, definitely subscribe. All of that helps the channel grow. I'm always grateful for that positive engagement. But let's get a shadow card. So what I'm feeling is that they're second guessing about going towards this new chapter, right? I believe that, you've got a ball rolling and there's nothing that's going to stop it, but we don't want to delay it or second guess it because of fear, Like it feels like you're unsure if this new chapter is right for you. And I feel like it is. All right, let's see. Yeah. Let's get a shadow card for Pisces. One, please. Okay, almost. One shadow card for Pisces. There we go. Ooh, okay. Expectations. That's really cool. All right, expectations. So it says the artwork is Perfection Attack. And it says, I release expectations of others and of myself. I am perfect in my imperfection. I am enough as I am. Pierced by stray arrows, penetrated by swords of expectation, judgment, comparison, strain, stress, pressure, fear, pain. Work harder, live up to standards set by strangers, on pins and needles, ripped apart, torn from within. Yeah. I think a big part of you second guesses your worthiness because of maybe something that happened in the past where maybe you were told you weren't good enough unless you did exactly what other people told you. But you're carving out your own path here, Pisces. So how you want to show up, how you want to do it is exactly right. All right. It says, at some point, it is likely that we have all felt the expectations of others. Parents, loved ones, bosses, teachers, friends, society. When we hold ourselves to unrealistic expectations or expectations that we aren't a yes to, we are stabbing ourselves in the back with subtle sabotage. Perhaps we've experienced the paradox of pressuring ourselves with unrealistic expectations while holding the knowing that we are perfect and enough as we are, and how silly the expectations are. Like the swords, words and arrows in the back of the person in the card image, it is time to withdraw the expectations of others and harmful expectations of ourselves from our own flesh. We must reclaim our own standard for ourselves. No more self-betrayal in the name of impression or expectation. When we liberate ourselves from unrealistic expectations and unnecessary pressures, we create space for more of who we really are. When we think about the ways we feel pressured or expected to be a certain way, it is helpful to remember where it came from and that it isn't ours to own. Think about ways you feel pressured to meet standards or to behave in a certain way. Consider where you are allowing expectations of others that don't feel aligned to become your own. Notice any fears around not meeting expectations. Beautiful. So, I mean, we all do this, right? Like, we've all had certain situations, upbringings where we noticed if we did certain things, we would get praise or, it would be more peaceful. But that doesn't have to be your story anymore. You're allowed to show up exactly how you want to. And it's not to say that you can't strive to better yourself, like, absolutely, but like the book kept saying, in aligned ways. Not forcing yourself to be what others want you to be, not comparing yourself, and definitely not thinking that you're not worthy or not doing enough if you're not meeting those expectations. You know what I mean? And there's some contemplations and rituals that go along with this. So you may want to journal about this or come back and do the ritual at a time when it feels right. So, contemplations: when have I felt pressured by others' expectations? How have I pressured myself with unrealistic expectations? How can I create a new relationship with expectations? This is honestly perfect. This is something I've been working on myself. And I noticed I can identify with perfectionism a bit. And I just started bartending at the restaurant I've been working at. And let me tell you, bartending is a lot harder than serving. Okay, because like I bartend by myself, so I have like tables, I have the bar top, and then I have drinks I have to make, and it's just like and then everybody needs change. Like, geez Louise, And sometimes, like when I first started doing it, I was trying to make sure I had everything I needed, trying to do everything immediately and be good at it, and I realized that's not a real. I cannot do that. I am one person, you know. So I really appreciate bartending because at first it was very hard for me and I would freak out sometimes, but then I realized, all I can do is one thing at a time. Just have fun doing it. Know that everything will get done, and if it doesn't get done, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. So, as you're creating whatever it is you're creating, maybe there's something else where the high expectations or other people's opinions, there may be another way that comes out to you that's not so like the risk isn't so high. Like for me, I don't care that much about bartending, so if I don't do a good job, that's okay. But it's a great way for me to practice just letting go. You know what I mean? So you could do that with painting, like it's not like you're going to try to sell your art tomorrow. So you could just try painting and, not comparing your paint to others and not making it perfect, but just enjoying the process of letting it come together. All right, here is the ritual. Gather a fireproof bowl and candle or fire pit outside. Cut a piece of paper into 10 pieces. Write out 10 expectations or pressures that you feel. On the back, write where they come from or who you feel pressured by. Then ask yourself if you want to continue to say yes to the expectation, renegotiate the expectation, or release it fully. I like that. I like those different options. If you want to renegotiate it, write out a plan that feels more aligned. For each item you want to release fully, sit with the expectation, how it feels, then offer it to the fire. Energetically burning your ties to the expectation, freeing yourself from any binds to its pressures. I like that. That's a cute ritual. And I like the idea of like saying like, okay, that may be a high expectation, but that may be in alignment with where I see myself going. This expectation may not make sense to me. This expectation may feel good, but I may need to tweak it so it doesn't feel like so much pressure on myself. Like, you have so much free will and autonomy to negotiate things. Why not? It's beautiful. All right, Pisces, that is your reading. Thank you so, so much for watching. Definitely make sure you subscribe, share this reading with somebody, leave a comment if it felt good. And just thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. If you would like more content, I have all of my social media down below. You can check that out. I also have my website if you would like a personal reading, a soul alchemy ceremony where we turn your pain into power, or if you want to sign up for my newsletter. Great way to get exclusive content, discounts, all that good stuff. But thank you so much for watching, Pisces. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.